How are you? Magadi Salbonani, my gents. Welcome. This is just going to be such a fascinating thing. I know probably most people are not interested, but I am interested. This is why do I do it? Because I like this conversation. I enjoy it. Okay. I literally really love this. Okay. So I am so excited to do this today. So first of all, just gonna uh, put this thing onto Facebook so everyone can see what we're up to. Okay, so anyway, this is so exciting for me. I'm going to give you one quick analysis of Zimbabwe, and I'm just going to tell you who I think is who. Okay, if we take Zimbabwe as Animal Farm, I'm going to tell you which creatures represent who, and you as a Zimbabwean human being, you're going to tell me where you fit in, right? if if this is interesting to you. If not, then you are the worst person in the world for not liking Animal Farm. Yes, you are. Yes, no, I'm joking. Okay, of course you're not. Okay, so let's not get this to be boring, right? Let's just go straight into sharing our screen. Right, there we go. So Zimbabwe as Animal Farm. The first thing that you need to do is probably, if you haven't watched or read Animal Farm, you need to do that. So if you just go on YouTube and just type in Animal Farm audiobook, you'll find it for free and you can listen to it. You will enjoy it. Okay, so that's the map of Zimbabwe. I'm going to tell you who is who in Zimbabwean politics. So okay, so all of Animal Farm really does depend on this guy here, Old Major. He had a dream. He is a visionary. He's the pig who was able to say this is exploitation, right? He was the one who told all the animals that, we are being exploited here. We should be actually living better than this. Screw this Farmer Jones and whatever, he's the one who's using us animals here. He was the liberation dreamer, okay? So this is your equivalent of the Mpiane Handas, the Sekuruka Guvis, Mziliga Ziga, oh no, Lopengula Mziliga Machoban, right? Those people, right? So those are the people, the original visionaries of, okay, look, these Europeans, they are strangling us, they are using us, they are abusing us. Okay, there should be a better world than this. But what's important in Animal Farm, it really took me a while to get this. What's important is what the pig says there. He says what Old Major says. He says, but I cannot describe it to you. I cannot describe it to you. That is, I know this is wrong, but I don't know what the future looks like. Okay, so this is the most important thing to remember. In all our liberation struggles, we were not fighting to go back. We were fighting to go forward, apparently, allegedly, right? We're fighting to go forward. But what I'm saying is there was no vision for what the future should look like. There was no vision. No one could describe it. Even today, no one can describe it. No one can describe clearly the institutions that are required to move forward. Now, probably there's people who can describe it. Let me not lie. There's people who can describe it. But of the original visionaries, they were not able to describe the future they wanted. Hence where we are, I think. So anyway, that's why I thought that's who I'm calling the old visionaries who die before the war even begins, right? The real war that brings about liberation begins. Okay. And then the sheep. Who are the sheep? Okay, the sheep are the povo. So if you're not from Zimbabwe, you don't know what povo is. Povo is the ordinary people, everybody, okay, everybody in the country who just repeats what the government says. So mostly rural folk, okay, people in the rural areas vote for ZANU-PF in crazy numbers, and they really buy the national propaganda because that's all they have. They really don't have much information, so they really do believe that ZANU-PF is looking out for their best good, etc. So these are the sheep who are always, their answer to everything is 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Okay, until finally they say 4 legs bad, 2 legs better, right? So these are the rural folk. Okay, the rural people are the sheep in Animal Farm. That's my opinion. Okay. Let's go to the next people. The next person is Napoleon. Okay, Napoleon is Emerson Mugabe, not Emerson Mnangagwa. Emerson Mugabe, right? That's Napoleon. Okay, this is the big bad pig. So not Emerson Mnangagwa, because he's not bad. That is not that bad. And Robert Mugabe was not that bad. But Emerson Mugabe, that's the one who's really, really bad. That's the one we denounce. Okay. So those are the people, that's the guy who's really behind all the bad, terrible policies, but thinks that, they can bring about good in the whole thing, right? And I don't know did I put Snowball? Okay, we're gonna get to Snowball. I don't know if I put Snowball, but if I don't talk about Snowball, I'll go back and tell you who I think Snowball is. No, is that Snowball? Yes, Snowball. Yes. So this one is Squealer. So who's Squealer? That's these are your propaganda elements, the people who are busy reframing and renaming every suffering that the people of Zimbabwe are having. So this is your Jonathan Moore, your ZBC, your AC Lumumba, your Venecos. These are the people whose job it is to tell us that it's okay that we're suffering like this, because it's all part of one big grand plan to make Zimbabwe better again. Okay. So those who directly enter their heads into politics to tell us that everything is not as bad as we think, and the leaders are actually very good people, they have good motivations, blah blah blah, and they are just trying to help us if only we would cooperate with them. These are the snowballs. These are the squealers in Animal Farm, right? So I don't know, I really enjoyed thinking about this. Moses, the black raven, who's always telling people about Sugar Candy Mountain or wherever it was, where all animals, when they die, go, if they follow his religious teachings. Basically, he's representing the churches, whether they are the prosperity gospel preachers or the nominal churches that we know, the traditional Protestant churches, your Methodists, your Baptists, your Catholic churches, your Anglican churches, all these different churches, SDA, Pentecostal, all these different churches. Whatever they are preaching, as long as their role is to pacify the masses, to make them think that the government is not cheating them in any way, to keep their minds away from the evil that the government does to the people, right? That is the role of the Black Raven Moses. At the beginning, he was cast out, but in the end, he's allowed back in, because actually his preaching calms down the fears of the animals, and they accept more mistreatment because they believe there's a better world coming. They can sing Asakili Impela Lapa. They can sing Hati Namu Shapanik. So yes, take our money. Ati no damu shauri kure. So take our car, take our land, take all these things. So all these things, right? Asakile, whatever happens to us, Asakile. Asakili impela lapa. Okay, so that's the role of the churches. Okay, that's the role the churches play in Zimbabwe. Rightly or wrongly, they do pacify the masses. They get the masses to forget their troubles. Okay, that's the role of the churches. So that's who it is in Animal Farm Day. And Molly is those people in the diaspora, the sellouts, okay, the ones who say, look, I don't care about the struggle, I'm going back to another farm, right? So I think as the diaspora people, we are the mollies. We are the ones who run away and be like, yep, I'm gonna go to the other side and I'm gonna eat food from the other side and leave this whole thing behind. I don't care. I think as diaspora Zimbabweans, those Zimbabweans who've left their country and basically have, turned their backs on their country and starting a new life somewhere else. And those Zimbabweans who want to leave, okay, you are also sellouts, just like us, okay? Together, we're all sellouts, okay? So we are the mollies, I guess. We are the mollies in Animal Farm. I can't see any other place for us, right? We are the mollies. If you are going to put us in the book, we are the ones who are out there looking at the reports, looking at all these things that the white people made. Like, yep, I want some of that. I want some of this. I want some of that. I'm not letting it go. I want it too, right? So we are the mollies, right? Other people are not molly, But yeah, some of us we do think, look, some of these institutions are great. We think it's great to have habeas corpus, okay, to have an adversarial legal system. We think it's good to have trade and all these things. We are the sellouts, okay. We don't want to live with uh, Emerson Mugabe, right? We want to move somewhere else, right? And enjoy life, right? So we are the sellouts, I guess, in the book Animal Farm. Rightly or wrongly, like, take your place in the pigs. Who are the pigs, right? The pigs who are now living in the men's house, the ones who've taken over the place where the few elite were living before in Zimbabwe, the ZANU big wigs, and all the people getting rich from the contracts, the tenders, etc. Right? Those are the people who I'm calling the pigs, right? Those are the pigs. They're the ones that are living well off the hard work of other people, off cheating, lying, stealing, and killing. Those are the pigs in Animal Farm, right? So the pigs, those are the pigs in Zimbabwe, right? So those people play the role of pigs. You need to read this book. It's fantastic. It's almost like play by play Zimbabwe. Anyway, okay. And then when we talk about the soldiers, Napoleon's dogs. So Napoleon had a bunch of dogs that he took from when they were young, and he trained through giving them food and whatever. We brought them out one day when they were big and their teeth could bite, and they kept everyone in line, so nobody could oppose Napoleon. So Napoleon's dogs, these are the soldiers, the youth, the police, who everybody who is paid and given money to sustain the powers that be in Zimbabwe through the violence or through the threat of violence, right? Those people are the dogs in Animal Farm, right? Those people are the dogs in Animal Farm. So your border gezis, right? Those are the dogs in Animal Farm. The war veterans who go and beat up people and all that stuff. Those are the pigs. Those are Napoleon's dogs, right? The soldiers, the police, everybody who goes out there to beat up people for no reason other than the fact that they've been sent by the government to do it because those people don't love ZANU PF. Those people are the dogs in Animal Farm, right? So let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving, right? Boxer, okay. Boxer is just this naive animal whose job is, all he says is, I will work hard. Can't even do A B to Z. You only can do A to D or C or something like that. Very, very stupid animal. Please don't get this wrong. I'm not saying civil servants are stupid like that, but I'm saying the people who work very hard and really exhaust themselves, but do not criticize the political leadership and do not see any point in, because Boxer's other motto was, besides I will work hard, was Napoleon is always right. Those people who use their power and their energy to sustain the system, and they think that they're somehow helping by not criticizing the government, are actually playing the role of Boxer. They are keeping the system moving, which means the pigs get fatter, but everybody else suffers. And in the end, what happened to Boxer? Boxer got sold and got killed, right? Even though he was the most loyal, hardworking animal. So what I'm saying is that it doesn't really pay to work hard or to not criticize the Zimbabwean government. In the end, it will bite you, right? That's just the way it does. That's the way it happened to Boxer. They tried to get him killed by the dogs, but then he was too strong, so they didn't get him killed then. But eventually they did sell him out when he was now unwell. And he was the one who was actually holding up that farm, right? So in the end, whoever is there in Zimbabwe working hard and not criticizing the political system, if you're not working hard to get out of the way or to make sure that to protect yourself from the powers that be, don't cooperate with them, criticize them in your own way, right? Be making sure that you're working your way out. Always keep a critical eye on that government, because if you don't, that government will sell you out and get you killed. And you will think that you're going to the vet, right? When you're actually going to get sold. And then Benjamin the donkey, right? Benjamin the donkey is those people who are skeptical. I think I'm very tempted to feel like I'm Benjamin, right? I love being Molly. But most likely I'm Benjamin the donkey, right? Most likely I'm Benjamin the donkey. The donkey is like, I've lived very long and none of you has ever seen a dead donkey. So I am Benjamin the donkey. Oh, okay. So who's Benjamin the donkey? Everybody who's skeptic, and I think probably not just in Zimbabwe, right? Everyone who's skeptical of whatever is happening in Zimbabwe is and looking at it from an eye like this is never gonna make any difference, right? Um, and but they work and move as if they don't notice it, but you can tell that like their heart is not in it. They're just very slow. They focus on their stuff. They never really give their support to ZANU-PF, and they don't go out there marching and fighting with the MTC etc, right? So I think that would be Benjamin the donkey, right? That would be Benjamin the donkey. So it's all right. Incidentally, I didn't say this, but there's the little pigs that criticize the big pigs. Those little pigs, that's MTC, right? They're still living well, right? They're still living well, and they're easily pushed back into line by a few threats here and there. So MDC, same thing. They're just the little pigs, and ZANU-PF is the big pigs, right? So don't worry about that. Don't vote for MTC. Don't vote for MTC. I'm going to explain to you a little bit more, right? Snowball is those people that fought really hard to get the system out of the old colonization system out of the way because they thought they had a great vision, but somehow they found themselves being thwarted and pushed aside and being called sellouts, etc., and they got killed, etc. So you're talking about your Herbert Chitepos, your Josiah Tungogara, even Dabaning Sitole, etc. All these people, they found themselves being told that they are now sellouts, they are not very good, they are bad for the country, and everyone was being told how terrible they were, etc. Those are the snowballs, okay? The people who end up getting run out of the farm. Yeah, okay. So, and everything gets blamed on them as well, but not so much in Zimbabwe. That part doesn't really fit very well. But I think that's your best fit for who Snowball is, right? Um, and then next, so what is the curse of Zimbabwe? Really? So Animal Farm is really describing, in my opinion, the curse of communism on society, in that it projects this fantastic dream of equality and everything is going to be well for everyone. But in the end, it actually produces the worst outcomes that could possibly be. So the curse of Zimbabwe is our independence came from communist funding, communist education, and communist philosophies. And communism is the natural thing. It's the natural thing. It's the most intuitive thing to a human being, right? And so we have that curse and we love it, and we're not gonna get out of it. So the country is doomed. Okay, so communism and its cousins, socialism, all these new names that they have to baptize this devil. Look, I shouldn't say devil. I take back my word devil, but I won't take back curse. Maybe I should, because I don't want to speak too strongly. But I think it's my opinion that communism and socialism are unworkable and result in the suffering of many people. And because it's such a natural and nice sounding dream, it actually leads many people down the wrong path. And this is where Zimbabwe is going. And if we want a better and a brighter day, I think what we want is we want the masses. We want most of a critical mass of people who have enough money and enough intellect to influence the country in a positive direction, to reject communist ideas outrightly. It reject communist ideas and its cousin, socialism, right? We have to be clear on why these ideas are very bad. This is my opinion, okay? I'm not saying this is what will save Zimbabwe. It's my opinion, right? I'm entitled to have an opinion. I'm telling you my opinion, right? So my opinion is that if we don't do this, the country is not going to go the right direction, right? So masses, we have to have a mass appreciation of the evils of communism, the evils of socialism. Yeah, I know someone's saying, what about the evils of capitalism? Yeah, sure. And the evils of capitalism. But really, I think what you mean is imperialism. There's a big confusion. People think that making money and capitalism are the same. Those are two different things. But however, let's just leave it. Let's leave it as it is. We will get to that question. The question of colonization is a question that we must discuss. Okay, because I think it's a very, very easily probably the strongest weapon in ZANU-PF's bag. They just, okay, communism, colonization was very bad, therefore ZANU-PF is very good. That's sort of like the move that they do, which is what is in animal farm. Anytime the animals are about to make any complaints, any this and that, what happens is you hear the threat. You don't want Farmer Jones to come back. You don't want human beings to rule us again, right? So basically, it doesn't matter what happens. Even though now the animals were in a worse situation than when the human beings were there, they couldn't even remember, because every single thing that went wrong, they always said it's better because at least the human beings are not here. When actually it was now worse than when the human beings were there. And so if we don't actually examine what was evil in what is said to have been evil, whether it's true or not, right? We need to have a clear idea of what colonization was, what was evil in it, what was good in it, was there any good in it, and have a clear mind about that, so that people won't bamboozle us and keep on pushing us down anytime we try to rise up. So you're trying to support the white man. So you're trying to support the white man. Something like that. We want to actually be able to examine those things. So that's coming. Look out for it. I love this. I love this stuff. Okay, so this is our hope. We need to get people to reject those two ideas. And then secondly, we need to learn how to sit down and think, reflect, discuss with other people, and we need to build solid, healthy communities. Personally, as a Christian, that means families, that means churches that are good, responsible, accountable, and that build very strong intellectual human beings, right? And that's how you build a healthy society. Any healthy society starts from the family. And I think probably we should have a conversation about what family looks like and what family is for. I think we should do that one day. But that's the second thing. And I think also history, I keep on talking about this. We need to talk about the history of Zimbabwe. We need to talk about the history of England, the history of the United States, the history of Russia. These are our fathers. These are our mothers. And we need to know those things so that we can actually know what we want to inherit and what we don't want to inherit. We have a choice in these matters, and ideas really do matter and they make a difference. So I don't think things will get better simply because someone feels outraged. I think the country gets better because people actually learn to think, to read, to write, and take responsibility. And we need to know what money is, where money comes from, and what money is for. I think that's a really, really key element, because if you understand how money works, it will kind of free you a little bit in terms of, especially where it comes from and how to use it. It will free you a lot from the tentacles of the beast, right? Yeah. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I definitely did. So that's that, guys. Thank you so much. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed doing that. We'll see you.